the aviation body has modified certain rules. The middle seats are going to be vacant as much as possible. Extra precautions will be taken if middle seats are occupied, and if occupied, passengers in the middle seat to get a wrap-around gown. Passengers to be given the safety kits by airlines, and no meals and drinking water, as we just told you. Vishnu Shom now joins us. Vishnu, a bulk of the points I've already read out, but you know, the significance, Vishnu, of providing this sort of assistance and help to all those who are occupying the middle berth.
So I don't know if this is going to end up being some sort of a fashion statement, because if you look at some of the airlines in Asia, for example, AirAsia, they design pretty funky-looking wraparound gowns for passengers for their crew members on their flights. So it needs to be seen whether our airlines adopt something like this for passengers in the middle seat. This is basically ensured being given now compulsorily to ensure that those passengers in the middle seat will have an additional layer of protection during these COVID times. Now remember, all of our airlines have branded the face visors which are being given, or some of the other things which are being given to passengers. So this would be, I would assume, a branding opportunity as well. But I think the point about the middle seat being kept vacant when possible is sort of stating the obvious. Even in pre-COVID times, the airlines used to try and prevent the middle seat from being occupied to ensure that there was some space between passengers. And in this particular case, the DGCA says that if you are part of a family, then you are allowed to sit together. However, if you are assigned a middle seat, and then you will be given a wraparound gown, as it were, Sanket. So that's going to be yet another new item in the Indian skies.
Vishnu, are we looking at increased operations with these new guidelines in place? Are the airlines looking, or the government looking at increased operations?
I think the government has agreed to set up flights, to increase flights in a calibrated fashion. And that really depends on whether the routes are opening up. Ultimately, even if the government decides to open up all of the routes with the same level of frequency as used to be the case in pre-COVID times, it really depends on the airlines on whether they want to operate these routes based on demand. So far, demand on domestic flights has been lukewarm. It's just primarily been people desperate to get back. There are no tourists who are traveling right now, not those who would travel on a regular basis. So unless demand really picks up, there's a big concern about how many more flights would be resumed. Also, very importantly, aviation turbine fuel costs have gone up in a big way today, and therefore, since that is a big variable cost which our airlines need to factor in, the big question is this: would fares go up as well in the aviation sector? Because if it does go up, and it's bound to, because it's always linked to the cost of fuel, then demand, which is already downbeat right now, may suffer further.
Vishnu, so many thanks for joining us.